Bro song?
Yes.
You are correct.
Hey, bro. I'm sure you've seen the film The Toxic Avenger, the first one, number 1. The scene when he first turns into Toxie, Melvin Junko gets pushed out a window into a barrel of toxic waste by some school bullies. They're kind of picking on him because he's kind of skinny, he's kind of nerdy, he's kind of dorky. I guess he's not cool or whatever, so they kind of pick on him. His name's Melvin Junko. Basically, he gets pushed out of a window and he falls into a barrel of toxic waste that happens to be on the back of a flatbed truck. He falls into it. And he goes home and he goes to the bathroom because he has toxic waste all over him. He goes into the bathroom and I think he tries to take a bath, naturally. He has stuff all over him. And basically, that's when the scene happens where he turns into the Toxic Avenger. Basically, his head starts throbbing, like you see bulges coming out of his head and shit. And he's thrashing around and shit, just like making a transformation from a human being, a regular human being, into a mutant, into the Toxic Avenger. So he's thrashing around in the bathtub. His body's all bulgy and bubbling, and his head all bulgy and bubbling. And that's the Toxic Avenger. What I was trying to get at while I'm referring to that scene in that particular film or movie is because sometimes I get headaches, and that's what my body feels like. I feel like I got bulges all over my body. It feels like my skull is bubbling and bulging because I got so much pain and so much of a headache. And I like to relate to how it feels to that particular scene in the Toxic Avenger. I do like the Toxic Avenger. He's one of my favorite superheroes. You may already know that. You may not. But what I do, I'm not trying to make this particular video actually about the Toxic Avenger, but I would like to say Toxie, good job. Trauma, good job. But this particular video is not about that. It's actually more about headaches. And I'm fitting to take me a little something for my headache right now. Now, I've been trying to keep up. I try to keep up with Trauma, especially the Toxic Avenger. And I do believe, from what I've read, I don't really like to read a lot of stuff on the internet. Because I don't know how truthful it is, how honest it is, how reliable it is. I usually kind of keep it traditional or regular or normal. Usually I like to go to a bookstore or buy magazines. It's not like that stuff's that much more reliable anyways. But what I'm trying to talk about is the Toxic Avenger. They're supposed to be having a number 5. Toxic Avenger number 5. Apparently, from what I read or know about it, I guess Toxie has a kid. I guess he has a son, maybe a kid. That's a little silly, a little goofy. I'd rather Toxie be like a solitary superhero than have some kid or a mutant kid. But whatever, that's what I heard about number 5. Whenever it comes out, I'll watch it, you know what I mean? That's all I can say about that. But I'm trying to relieve some pain right now, so I'm gonna take me some, I believe this is ibuprofen. I prefer to have Aleve, but if all I have is ibuprofen, well, I guess I'll be taking ibuprofen. Ouch. I know a lot of younger guys, they take a lot of codeine they probably take a lot of Xanax and they smoke a lot of weed and stuff to chill, and that probably helps with their head as far as getting headaches or pain, because all that stuff is basically painkillers. Well, since I don't do drugs necessarily, I try to find the best over-the-counter pills I can take, and that's my way of pain relief. That's how I go about it. But I know a lot of younger people, they take a lot of codeine, Xanax, Percocets. They take a lot of drugs, which is, don't tell nobody, I think it's kind of nice or cool, because I hate being in pain, and if doing drugs makes you not in pain, maybe you should do drugs. I don't know. I don't have it all hammered out. I don't have it all figured out. I don't know better. I wouldn't know the wiser, really. But I don't do drugs particularly because I have a fear of insanity. Insanity is when one loses their mind. Like some weird Lovecraftian, because of all the technology and all the weird junk in the world today. Some people be getting weird. They be getting crazy. They don't seem to even be. There's some people literally I don't even think are human beings. That's how weird shit gets. So that's why I don't do drugs, so I can stay sharp. I can stay on point. Cop the gat. Bow, bow. Smoke a motherfucker if I got to. Because my mind's not all foggy with a bunch of stuff in it. My shit on point. My shit on lock. But that's my personal reasons behind that. Everyone's a little different, you know. To each their own. I would like to see Toxic Avenger 5. That is something I would be excited or thrilled about viewing or seeing. Since I do kind of, I like to think I kind of support independent American films, or maybe independent films in general. I don't even like to go to the cinema or the theater and watch the big budget Hollywood movies. I would rather watch something more low-key, more down to earth, or more artistic or independent. I'd rather support that than something big budget. But that's just me, and that's the way I see things. Everyone's a little different. And I try not to get hooked on media too much. But I will be honest, sometimes the only thing I can talk about is movies and stuff like that. Even though I try not to get too dependent or reliant on technology. But yet it's all I seem to talk about. But you know what? I guess that's what makes me me. So I'm just gonna keep doing me and not feel bad about being myself. Because if you feel bad about enjoying the things you enjoy or being yourself, well, that can't be good. No matter how you look at it, from any perspective, that's not good. But I do talk about movies a lot. I realize that. I try not to. I try to keep it at a minimum. Anyways, good job. Trauma. Toxic Avenger.